is NOAA Weather Radio Station KAC 62, serving San Diego County and adjacent waters 24 hours a day from the National Weather Service office in San Diego, California. Synopsis. The flash flood watch is in effect for the mountains and deserts of extreme southwestern California until 9 p.m. this evening. The moist unstable air mass will continue to cause scattered afternoon and evening showers or thunderstorms in the mountains and deserts. Some showers could drift west of the mountains today and Tuesday. Thunderstorms have dangerous lightning and may have heavy rain, strong gusty winds and small hail. Otherwise, weakening high pressure aloft will keep the weather fair. Slightly cooler, but continued hot inland. Conditions at 8 o'clock. Lindbergh Field mostly cloudy. 70. 2.64. Humidity 81%. Wind south at 7 miles an hour. Pressure 29.88 and rising. Or 1,011.8 millibars. Imperial Beach 68. Carlsbad 71. Miramar mostly cloudy. 71. Miramar mostly cloudy. 72. Montgomery Field 71. Ramona 77. Gillespie Field 73, Brownfield 71, Tijuana Airport mostly cloudy, 75, Campo 82, Los Angeles Airport 75, Riverside Airport 88, Palm Springs 95, El Centro 84, Las Vegas mostly cloudy, 82, Phoenix mostly cloudy, 89, La Paz, Baja California 82, 2.75, humidity 79%. Wind north at 12 miles an hour, pressure 29.80, and rising. The extended forecast for coastal areas, Thursday through Friday, areas of night through mid-morning low clouds and fog near the coast, otherwise fair skies. Lows in the 50s to mid-60s. Highs from the 70s at the beaches to the mid-80s to mid-90s in the valleys. Saturday. Night through mid-morning low clouds and fog over coastal sections and locally into the valleys. Otherwise mostly fair skies. Lows in the 50s to mid-60s. Highs from the lower 70s at the beaches to the lower 80s to around 90 in the valleys. The extended forecast for mountain areas. Thursday, mostly clear, except partly cloudy in the afternoon and evening with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Lows mostly in the 50s. Highs in the 70s to lower 80s. Friday and Saturday, mostly clear. Lows mostly in the 50s. Highs mostly in the 70s. The extended forecast for desert areas. Thursday, partly cloudy with a chance of afternoon and evening showers or thunderstorms. Highs 104. Lows 79. Monsoon moisture will continue to bring the threat of thunderstorms to Southern California on Tuesday. Very warm and humid conditions for the Southland through Tuesday. A very warm and humid air mass will linger across the Southland through Tuesday, continuing to bring a chance of thunderstorms to Southern California. While the greatest threat of storms will be across the mountains and deserts, there will be a chance that some storms will reach the coastal and valley areas as well. For this afternoon and evening, scattered thunderstorms are expected across the mountains of San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego counties, as well as the Apple and Yucca valleys. Flash flood watches are in effect through 9 p.m. this evening for these areas. The potential for flash flooding is due to the abundant moisture and expected slow movement of the storms. Also, these storms could be accompanied by gusty winds, small hail, and frequent lightning. People in the watch area should stay informed on current weather conditions in case flash flooding occurs or a warning is issued. Many valleys could reach the 100-degree mark and some inland coastal areas could exceed 90 degrees. The combination of hot and humid conditions will make daytime outdoor activities very uncomfortable today and Tuesday. People should avoid strenuous outdoor activity during the hottest part of the day. San Diego County coasts. Tonight, mostly clear except for patchy low clouds and fog late. Lows mid to upper 60s. Tuesday, mostly sunny morning except for patchy low clouds and fog early, becoming partly cloudy during the afternoon with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Warm and humid. Highs upper 70s to upper 80s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy early with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms, otherwise mostly clear. Lows mid to upper 60s. Wednesday, mostly sunny except for patchy early morning low clouds and fog. A little cooler. Highs Highs mid-70s to mid-80s. San Diego County valleys. Tonight, partly cloudy near the foothills early with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Otherwise mostly clear. Lows mid-60s. Tuesday, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon. Warm and humid. Chance of precipitation 20%. Highs upper 80s to mid-90s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy early with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms, otherwise mostly clear. Chance of precipitation 20%. Lows mid-60s. Wednesday, mostly sunny and a little cooler. Highs mid-80s to mid-90s. San Diego County mountains. Tonight, variable clouds with scattered showers or thunderstorms and local heavy rain, decreasing overnight. Chance of precipitation 50%. Lows upper 50s to mid-60s. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered showers or thunderstorms. Chance of precipitation 50%. Highs low 80s to low 90s. Tuesday night, variable clouds with scattered showers or thunderstorms, decreasing overnight. Chance of precipitation 40%. Lows upper 50s to mid-60s. Wednesday, variable clouds with a chance of showers or thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 30%. Highs low 80s to low 90s. San Diego County deserts. Tonight, variable clouds with scattered showers or thunderstorms and local heavy rain, decreasing overnight. Chance of precipitation 30%. Lows upper 70s to low 80s. Tuesday, variable clouds with scattered showers or thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 30%. Highs 104 to 106. Tuesday night, variable clouds with isolated showers or thunderstorms, decreasing overnight. Chance of precipitation 20%. Lows mid-70s to low 80s. Wednesday, variable clouds with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms, mainly during the afternoon. Chance of precipitation 20%. Highs 103 to 105. This is NOAA Weather Radio Station KAC 62, serving San Diego County and adjacent waters 24 hours a day from the National Weather Service office in San Diego, California. Synopsis. A flash flood watch is in effect for the mountains and deserts of extreme southwestern California until 9 p.m. this evening. A moist unstable air mass will continue to cause scattered afternoon and evening showers or thunderstorms in the mountains and deserts. Some showers could drift west of the mountains today and Tuesday. Thunderstorms have dangerous lightning and may have heavy rain, strong gusty winds and small hail. Otherwise, weakening high pressure aloft will keep the weather fair. Slightly cooler, but continued hot inland. Conditions at 2 o'clock. Lindbergh field 76, dew point 66, humidity 71%, wind west at 9 miles an hour, pressure 29.87, and falling, or 1011.4 millibars. Imperial Beach 72, Carlsbad 77, Montgomery Field 83, Ramona 97, Gillespie Field 90, Brown Field 79, Tijuana Airport 82, Campo 85, Los Angeles Airport 79, Riverside Airport 103, Palm Springs 103, El Centro 102, Las Vegas Light Rain 74, Phoenix 103, La Paz, Baja California 93, dew point 68, humidity 44%, wind northwest at 12 miles an hour, pressure 29.80, and falling. The flash flood watch remains in effect until 9 p.m. this evening for the following locations: San Bernardino County Mountains, Riverside County Mountains, San Diego County Mountains, Apple and Yucca Valleys, Coachella Valley, San Diego County deserts. Flash flood warnings are in effect for the Apple Valley in San Bernardino County, and the mountains and deserts of eastern San Diego County until 8:30 p.m. this evening. At 750 intense thunderstorms were merging between Julian and Ranchita, and new cells were developing back toward Warner Springs. The remote rain gauge near Julian measured more than 2/3 inch of rain in less than 30 minutes. Widespread flooding is likely in the Izabo-Borrego State Park, as well as Julian and Manor. Roads in the area will likely be flooded. Farther north thunderstorms continue to move north through the Apple Valley, producing heavy rain. Through 8:30 p.m. flooding is likely over the deserts and mountains of San Diego County with torrential rain continuing, while thunderstorms decrease through the Apple Valley. Remember, the flash flood watch means that flash flooding is possible, but not imminent, in the watch area. People in the watch area should monitor weather conditions closely in case flash flooding is observed or a warning is issued. San Diego County Mountains, San Diego County Deserts. A flash flood warning is in effect until 8:30 p.m. A flash flood watch is in effect until 9 p.m. At 8 p.m., strong thunderstorms were all over east central San Diego County and moving southwest at 10 miles an hour into the mountains. Highways 78 and S2 will be flooded in spots. Scattered thunderstorms will continue to develop before 10 p.m. over any part of the mountains and deserts. Locally heavy rain will occur with these storms with possible gusty winds and flooding. Conditions at 8 o'clock. Lindbergh Field mostly cloudy. 70. 2.64. Humidity 81%. Wind south at 7 miles an hour. Pressure 29.88. And rising. Or 1011.8 millibars. Imperial Beach 68. Carlsbad 71. Miramar mostly cloudy. 72. Montgomery Field 71. Ramona 77. Gillespie Field 73. Brownfield 71. Tijuana Airport mostly cloudy, 75. Campo 82. Los Angeles Airport 75. Riverside Airport 88. Palm Springs 95. El Centro 84. Las Vegas mostly cloudy, 82. Phoenix mostly cloudy, 89. La Paz, Baja California 82. 2.75. Humidity 79%. Wind goes at 12 miles an hour. Pressure 29.80. And rising. The extended forecast for coastal areas, Thursday through Friday. Areas of night through mid-morning low clouds and fog near the coast, otherwise fair skies. Lows in the 50s to mid-60s. Highs from the 70s at the beaches to the mid-80s to mid-90s in the valleys. Saturday, night through mid-morning low clouds and fog over coastal sections and locally into the valleys, otherwise mostly fair skies. Lows in the 50s to mid-60s. Highs from the lower 70s at the beaches to the lower 80s to around 90 in the valleys. The extended forecast for mountain areas, Thursday, mostly clear, except partly cloudy in the afternoon and evening with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Lows mostly in the 50s. Highs in the 70s to lower 80s. Friday and Saturday, mostly clear. Lows mostly in the 50s. Highs mostly in the 70s. The extended forecast for desert areas, Thursday, partly cloudy with a chance of afternoon and evening showers or thunderstorms. Highs 104. Lows 79. Monsoonal moisture will continue to bring the threat of thunderstorms to Southern California though Tuesday. Very warm and humid conditions for the Southland through Tuesday. A very warm and humid air mass will linger across the Southland through Tuesday, continuing to bring a chance of thunderstorms to Southern California. While the greatest threat of storms will be across the mountains and deserts, there will be a chance that some storms will reach the coastal and valley areas as well. For this afternoon and evening, scattered thunderstorms are expected across the mountains of San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego County, as well as the Antelope and Yucca valleys. Flash flood watches are in effect through 9 p.m. this evening for these areas. The potential for flash flooding is due to the abundant moisture and expected slow movement of the storms. Also, these storms could be accompanied by gusty winds, small hail, and frequent lightning. People in the watch area should stay informed on current weather conditions in case flash flooding occurs or a warning is issued. Many valleys could reach the 100-degree mark and some inland coastal areas could exceed 90 degrees. The combination of hot and humid conditions will make daytime outdoor activities very uncomfortable today and Tuesday. People should avoid strenuous outdoor activity during the hottest part of the day. San Diego County coasts. Tonight, mostly clear except for patchy low clouds and fog late. Lows mid to upper 60s. Tuesday, mostly sunny morning except for patchy low clouds and fog early, becoming partly cloudy during the afternoon with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Warm and humid. Highs of 70s to upper 80s. Tuesday night, partly cloudy early with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Otherwise mostly clear. Lows mid to upper 60s. Wednesday, mostly sunny except for patchy early morning low above fog. A little cooler. Highs mid-70s to mid-80s. San Diego County valleys. Tonight, partly cloudy near the foothills early with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms. Otherwise mostly clear. Lows mid-60s. Today, partly cloudy with a slight chance of showers or thunderstorms, mainly during the snow weather radio station KAC 62, serving San Diego County and adjacent waters 24 hours a day in the Weather Service office in San Diego, California. Synopsis. The flash flood watch is in effect for the mountains and deserts of extreme southwestern California until 9 p.m. this evening. The moist unstable air mass will continue to cause scattered afternoon and evening showers or thunderstorms in the mountains and deserts. Some showers could drift west of the mountains today and Tuesday. Thunderstorms have dangerous lightning and may have heavy rain, strong gusty winds and small hail. Otherwise, weakening high pressure aloft will keep the weather fair. Slightly cool. Monsoonal moisture will continue to bring the threat of thunderstorms to Southern California through Tuesday. Very warm and humid conditions for the Southland through Tuesday. A very warm and humid air mass will linger across the Southland through Tuesday, continuing to bring a chance of thunderstorms to Southern California. While the greatest threat of storms will be across the mountains and deserts, there will be a chance that some storms will reach the coastal and valley areas as well. For this afternoon and evening, scattered thunderstorms are expected across the mountains of San Bernardino, Riverside, and San Diego counties, as well as the Ample and Yucca valleys. Flash flood watches are in effect through 9 p.m. this evening for these areas. The potential for flash flooding is due to the abundant moisture and expected slow movement of the storms. Also, these storms could be accompanied by gusty winds, small hail, and frequent lightning. People in the watch area should stay informed on current weather conditions in case flash flooding occurs or a warning is issued. Many valleys could reach the 100-degree mark and some inland coastal areas could exceed 90 degrees. The combination of hot and humid conditions will make daytime outdoor activities very uncomfortable today and Tuesday. People should avoid strenuous outdoor activity during the hottest part of the day.
magbabawi. Ayan. Look at the current flow and the symmetric thunderstorm. 30 to 40,000 feet.
from a picnic and happened to look eastward.
Yeah.
And the kids were like, oh my goodness, we saw this amazing formation in the sky, and they thought it looked like, what they say, for a seashell. We heard a jellyfish.
I heard that too.
A giant spaceship.
It was huge.
It was a big cloud. We have pictures of it too.
Oh,
That's
it's
what's really
beautiful.
good.
Yeah.
You have to see this. It was a large cumulonimbus cloud. They start out as little cumulus clouds, and as they start to grow, they become very big. Many of these very towering type of clouds. There it is. You decide what it looks like, a seashell or a jellyfish, but it was a giant cloud that was fed by humidity, by elevation, and by heat. The heat coming from the desert, elevation from the mountains, and the humidity, which was in our forecast for the past 4 to 5 days. A large cloud that just grew to the top. So a lot of the clouds dissipate, but this one just kept growing. There was enough moisture, and the conditions were just right. The clouds, the planes.
There is a wildfire in East San Diego near in La Mesa. This is a big situation in the West County of San Diego. This is a very intense fire. We will watch this very closely.
Aircraft here. We have the fire boss working up above us. We have a couple of tankers, and we also welcome the arrival of a couple of new helicopters that just got here about 10 minutes ago. When we arrived here, the fire was burning just in this little valley here, and we knew it was going to take a turn and head up this hillside, but it's done so very quickly. There's still a lot of smoke showing, and this is the spot where the air crews are focusing on right now, this little ridge line here. As you look down, you can see that this would be a very difficult area for crews to stage on the ground and attack it, although there are some right there in the middle of your screen. Should that fire progress up the hill, it would not be threatening homes, rather these antennas that belong to radio and television stations in the local San Diego area. And in that shot, you can even see one of the tankers moving through. Now, as we pull back here, we'll show you once again how huge this fire is. It's taken 50 or 60 acres. There are no homes immediately threatened right now, but on the other side, on the downwind side of this smoke canopy, as you'll see, there is some communities nearing the Proctor Valley area. And the other fire that you mentioned, take a look on the horizon. Look at the smoke right here nearest us, and then look off in the distance. That other fire is east of Ramona along Highway 76. They've got a lot of crews working there too, and we understand that one so far has burned just about 20 acres. Again, here is one of the tankers that is working in this area. That's a Grumman S-2, an old Korean War era Navy plane that's been retrofitted by the CDF to carry these flame retardant tanks. And let's see if he puts a strike down here on the top of the hill. Yeah, he's going to do that. Now look at that. That's just to set up a safe perimeter. That's just in case the fire comes up to the top of Mount Miguel. He's working to save those structures that are up there. So right now, that is what they're doing. They're working the top of Mount
outside of Mount San Miguel. Now to the North County. This fire is on the La Jolla Indian Reservation up near Rincon, and Gene Covison is in News Chopper 739.
Marty, we're about a minute or so away from getting a good bird's eye view to assess the threat to structures, if any. This is fairly close to the Ramona Airport, just a couple ridges north. That's good because finally CDF has 3 tankers, U.S. Forest Service 3 choppers to put into service here. They only had one of each last night as the others were up fighting northern and central California fires. However, those resources are being spread also to the south to that Mount San Miguel Proctor Valley fire. So they've been kind of hopscotching in between. Well, the last word we did receive is that Highway 76, there are some closure considerations, and once we get over the ridge here, we'll be able to see exactly what is threatened. The smoke moving north to northeast, fairly small. About an hour ago, the estimate was 4 acres, but I've just got to believe that that's gone much higher than that. But it seems fairly stable at this point, not racing with 25-mile-an-hour winds that typify Santa Ana's, and generally they blow in the opposite direction. So we'll give you a size up a little bit later. For now, Gene Cubison reporting live from News Chopper over the Rincon fire.
Gene, the update on the Rincon fire as of about 4 minutes ago is that this has now consumed 160 acres. It is still not clear, and I presume not clear to you, what structures might be in the outlying areas around the reservation, around the Rincon area, that may be threatened.
Well, that 160 acres would be a statutory 1 square mile. As I look at the Thomas Brothers map here, there are a number of dedicated roads and truck trails, and I've got to imagine, yep, I'm beginning to see some houses and settlements, but at this point I cannot tell what is in harm's way.
I mean, any radio or TV station in town that has transmitters up here is very interested in this fire. There's Otay Reservoir right there on the other side, and as we come around, watch to the right of your screen, you'll see some of the new developments of the East Lake community coming into frame as well, and there's East Lake right there. So if we were to have Santa Ana winds today, those would be the points of exposure there, the areas that would be threatened. But right now, this fire is just trying to climb up this hill, and that's what they're focusing on.
And tell us, Jason, if you would, about the presence of fire crews. What are you seeing from the air as far as the number of trucks or air tankers, or what's going on out there?
Well, I'm told that we have 135 crews on personnel on the ground, and I'm told that we have as many as 4 tankers and as many as 4 additional helicopters. I'm not sure that all of those aircraft are here right now because, again, the smoke from that other fire I just showed you out near Ramona, that's also burning. That's very close to where they replenish their tanks with flame retardant, and that's something that they could hit very conveniently. And should this progress, should this turn out to threaten structures or progress up this hillside toward those transmitters, then they could take all the power that they've got, assuming they've knocked that one down, and bring them over here.
Stay with us up there, but in the meantime, we're going to go to Matt Balow, who is out in Fletcher Hills this afternoon. Went out there initially to talk about the hot temperatures, and now we know that you can see actually these fires or smoke.
Absolutely. Judy, you know, if you look out to just behind my left shoulder here, you'll be able to see that fire that Jason's just talking about near the Otay Reservoir. They're quite dramatic, and that smoke is going just about straight up, as he pointed out. We also, from our vantage point here off to the east, are able to see the other big fire that's going on right now near Palomar Mountain. You'll notice most of that smoke also is going generally straight up until it makes its way into the middle layers of the atmosphere and gets caught in the airflow there, and then starts to turn to the south. Just to the left there, that plume is pretty new in that fire there, and as it's moving straight up to the straight up in the atmosphere, the good news with this, all of this activity, is that, as Jason pointed out, this is not a significant Santa Ana wind event in that we don't have the strong 30 to 40 mile per hour winds that we normally get in September when we have temperatures like we have temperatures outside right now around San Diego County. The thing that has been lacking with this heat wave to make it a true Santa Ana event has been the winds, and today that's certainly been good news in terms of these fires. It hasn't really propelled these fires too much. They've just been light southeasterly winds near Humboldt this afternoon, up around Palomar Mountain. They're light out of the north at the moment, but not very strong. The hot weather continues to be a problem, however, especially around El Cajon, which is where we are at. The latest temperature reported here was 99 degrees. That is a little bit cooler than yesterday. The heat wave is continuing. If you're thinking about heading outside, of course, don't forget the standard heat rules: wearing that lightweight, light-colored, loose-fitting clothing, also drinking plenty of non-alcoholic liquids, and staying in some air conditioning this evening. Things are expected to cool down. I'll tell you more about that with the forecast coming up a little bit later on. Judy,
right.
Sandra?
Thank you so much, Matt. And it is the height of fire season, and historically, September and especially October have been devastating months when it comes to fires in our area. And there you are looking at a live picture from Chopper 8 of a brush fire that is burning near Humboldt.
We'll check in with you in a minute, and while we look at this picture, we're going to talk to Joe Lazura about the prevailing winds and weather.
Not technically a Santa Ana, you told me a little bit earlier.
To have an actual Santa Ana, you've got to have strong wind blowing from the inland areas out to the coast, which we never really developed across the county. We got a little bit of it up north, but not much. But we did get the low humidities, because this air did come from the deserts. Humidity levels anywhere from 10 to about 18% across the county. You have to go right to the beach to get any more moisture than that. So it's very dry, and that makes it very explosive, meaning when these ashes and embers fly from these fires and they land further back into the dry brush, they just ignite almost automatically. There's really nothing to stop them. Now, most of the time when we wind up with an offshore flow like this, which is almost a Santa Ana, usually at night the fog rolls right back in again. That is not going to be the case tonight. It's going to take until tomorrow night for the fog to roll back in. So it will be dry all night tonight. Usually the firefighters have had the lucky break in the last couple of big fires of literally the moisture rolling right in, and by 11 o'clock at night the humidity's been 90%. That will not be the case tonight. It will be dry all night, it'll be warm all night, and the wind will just be gentle, which is good. That's the only good thing out of all of this. But nonetheless, when fires are burning up the side of a hill, they don't need much wind to go.
They create their
They
own.
go straight up the hill, exactly.
And just last week we had all those clouds and a little bit of rain, but that just doesn't
it doesn't even do anything. And you do see a lot of green in here because this fire is well inland and a little bit north, so that part of the county received, out of all the rainfall we got, the most in the county. Again, it was a dry year, but up there they averaged about 9 inches of rain, so it was enough to green things up. But you see underneath that everything else is dead. There's a lot of dead brush underneath the taller trees, so that's why the fire's racing so quickly.
Yeah, you can certainly see how the flames are really much larger on the dry brush area than the green brush
It's often
area.
difficult to gauge the height of these things when you look at them from News Chopper 739. A lot of the brush that you see there is about waist high. That's all the brown stuff, knee high to waist high. The stuff on the right, those are full-blown trees. All of those are 10, 12, 15 feet high, and so you've got the possibility for some very difficult firefighting work here.
Yeah, that puts in perspective how high some of these flames are.
Oh yeah, they're 3 times whatever they're burning. So if it's an 8-foot tree, it's almost 25-foot high flame.
Firefighters have their work cut out for them this afternoon. They're being stretched with these 2 big fires, and of course the Mount Miguel fire. We know that homes are in fact endangered. Let's check.
For cellular phones, a variety of things located on top of Mount Miguel, and as you heard the spokesperson for the California Department of Forestry say, as she spoke with Bree just a few moments ago, that they have a concern obviously to try to protect those transmitters and towers and all of the electronic equipment that is up there. Yeah, I'm sorry, say again? Okay, this is a look at our tower. You can see the smoke drifting up the mountain. Now, KUSI, NBC 739, KPBS television and their FM radio is 89.5. They're up there, as is KSWB. So you can see this is a camera that we've got fixed on our tower up on Mount Miguel, and you can see the smoke drifting up. Now, the area has been fairly thoroughly prepped and cleared away, so it's not as if these towers and transmitting equipment is sitting in brush. It's quite clear up there, as you can see.
slowly from out of the southeast. Again, it's been a very light wind that we've had at the surface most of the day today, and that has been good news, especially for what's been going on. Some rather dramatic pictures there from our
helicopters working. Gene Cubison now is rejoining us from News Chopper 739. He's in the North County near Rincon, the La Jolla Indian Reservation, where this fire has consumed at least 160 acres.
Well, Marty is now starting to reach the tall trees, and as nearly as I can tell, just triangulating from the maps up here, it is burning south of East Grade Road. This is County Road S7 that comes down from the Palomar Observatory area that heads down to Lake Henshaw. It's on the south side there. It is burning north of Highway 76 east of South Grade Road. So at this point, it seems to me it is crossing into, if not already, the Cleveland National Forest again, and about I'm going to say about miles south of the Palomar Observatory, which at this point isn't in harm's way, but those are very bright, hot orange flames, and it just seems to me there's a lot of fuel there. It's tall trees, and then I see an open clearing here where it's fairly low pasture grasses, but this thing still has fuel to burn, and it just seems to me that the wind is picking up just a little bit, whereas the smoke was billowing pretty much straight a few minutes ago. It is now spreading more in a horizontal direction toward the east. So if you look down here and you see the movement there, it is moving very quickly in a lateral.
とですのと。 We have a big fire there in the mountain in Viejas reservation, and we got some, a falling debris coming from the, smoke. As you can see, the disadvantage, got some debris. Yeah, the car has, some dusty. So still there, still burning. So, still smoke from the fire. Heat. Asphalt. Droopy, get inside. Get inside, Droopy. Over. Monica! Monica. Guys, too much ash. Ash in the air. Guys, too much bird. Monica. Too much bird. Ah, it's gone already. I said there. The bird is kinda, you know, in and out, you know.
Está quemando todo Alpine. Alpine. Y las viejas casinos, todo por allá. Todo están en la nueva. Y toda la ceniza está viniendo para acá. Que dice que todos deben tener cuidado porque vienen chispas. Porque el aire está como 45, 40 por millas por hora. Todos los carros están así. Dice que no debes usar nada de químicas, así como sprays, como para el pelo, nada. Porque está muy seco el aire. Dice